I used to think that one day, I'd just figure it out. Like I'd wake up at 23 or 27 or whatever age people say is important. And suddenly I'd know what I want to do, who I want to be, and how I'm supposed to live my life. But that moment never came. And the more advice I watched, the more confused I got. Because watching people explain how to live your life is a lot like watching someone tie a knot. From the wrong angle, at double speed, with their hands blocking everything. They swear it's simple. You try it yourself. And somehow you've invented a brand new problem. So here's the uncomfortable truth no one likes to say out loud. You don't figure out life by thinking about it. You figure it out by doing it. The problem with life advice. Most life advice sounds good. Follow your passion. Never give up. Just be yourself. And for some people, that's exactly what they need to hear. But for other people, that advice is useless, or even harmful. Because not everyone is starting from the same place. Not everyone has the same strengths. And not every dream is equally compatible with reality. If you're naturally good at something the world actually needs, ignoring that completely to chase a fantasy can turn into years of stress, debt, and burnout. And on the flip side, some people should take the risk, go all in, and bet on the thing that makes no sense on paper. There isn't one correct answer. And that's why one-sentence advice is almost always a lie. Why waiting for clarity doesn't work. A lot of people are stuck not because they are lazy, but because they are waiting. Waiting to feel ready. Waiting to feel confident. Waiting to feel sure. But clarity doesn't come before action. It comes after. You don't learn what you like by imagining it. You learn by doing it and paying attention to how it feels. You don't find direction by sitting still. You find it by moving and course-correcting. You can exist for a long time without actually living. And existing feels safe. But it doesn't teach you anything. The do more life principle. Here's the closest thing I've found to a real answer. Do more life. Not in a dramatic, quit your job, move to another country way. But in small, consistent ways. Go to more places. Talk to more people. Try more things badly. Because every experience gives you data. You learn what drains you, what energizes you, what you're surprisingly good at, what you never want to do again. Your life is basically a progress bar. And action is the fastest way to fill it. The person who's figured it out usually isn't smarter than you. They've just tried more things. You are not locked in. There's this fear that if you pick one path, you're stuck on it forever. Like choosing a career is selecting a character in a game with no restart button. But real life doesn't work like that. Yes, some choices add weight. Responsibilities, bills, commitments, they're real. But even then, there are still hundreds of possible versions of your life. From where you are right now, you can learn a new skill on the side. Build something slowly. Change direction without blowing everything up. You don't need a perfect plan. You just need a next step. The long game nobody talks about. Here's something people only realize later. Future you is being shaped by boring decisions today. Things that don't feel important now become very important later. Your health. Your habits. Your relationships. You don't feel the benefits immediately, which is why most people ignore them. But older you is quietly keeping score. You're not just living for today. You're building a version of yourself that you're eventually going to have to live inside. One simple practice that changes everything. If you want something practical you can actually do, keep a record. Not a daily journal. Not a perfectly written diary. Just a place where you write down meaningful things you tried. Moments that mattered. Lessons you don't want to forget. Because memory lies. And progress is hard to see while you're inside it. One day you'll look back and realize you've done way more than you thought. Final message. So no, there isn't a clean, two-step guide to living a good life. That's like trying to explain how to draw something complex with 2 lines and a circle. But if you're lost, that doesn't mean you're failing. It probably just means you're early. Do more life. Pay attention. Adjust as you go. And trust that clarity is something you earn, not something you wait for. If this helped, you know what to do. I'll see you in the next one.